This is the Night Owls Get Us Off podcast.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Sounded a little unsure there.
I got kind of halfway through it, and I was like, am I saying the right thing?
Well, it's a different night. We're not used to
Is.
Yeah.
It is. We both had a concert for the little ones. Right? Dempsey's in the band too,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Yeah.
I didn't have to go.
You didn't have to go again?
Yeah.
You got out of 2 of them in a row?
Yes. We have
I'm
decided
so
that
disappointed.
Lulu is not ready for big audiences.
Okay.
And so the past 3 things that 2, I should say. Maisie had a dance recital, and then the choir concert, and then this band concert. She's just a nightmare in...
Like those type of settings?
Yes. She's good for about 15 minutes, and then she's just like, nope, I want to run up and down all around.
She's pretty decent in the track meet, though.
She was all right, yeah.
A little trash panda action going on there.
Yeah, picking stuff up. Well, and then we went out. So we went down to Green Bay the other day to visit my parents, and for Mother's Day, see my mom. And they're like, well, what do we want to do for lunch? So we went to Red Robin, and she orders food, and it comes to the table. She's like, I'm not hungry. And then she just hides under the table and is trying to run around. I'm like, this is why we don't go out to dinner often or out to lunch or anything. We always order to go. So
that's awesome. You got to keep catalog of all these things, so when she's older, you can tell her all kinds of fun stories. Mm-hmm. That's always the fun part about adolescence and childhood is the stories that you gain that you can just absolutely blackmail your children with in the future. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about doing that. So, all right, night_owl_pod. Door_disc_golf. Wow, I'm off my game. And then doordisc.com. So doordisc.com, where you can find all of your disc golf needs. And we do have some pretty exciting restocks, so you got to wait till the end of that for the shop updates. So here's my question. Do you know what a von Neumann probe is?
A von Neumann probe?
Bob Newman or Von Neumann. Von Neumann probe.
This sounds like...
Don't go there.
Okay.
Don't go there. It's not that. I'll say no.
All right. No, I have no idea.
No, okay. So von Neumann probe is a probe that is sent into outer space.
Oh, okay.
And it's a replicating probe. So it'll go to wherever, collect resources, build another one, send that out some other direction.
Whoa.
So it'll basically make stations like a chain of communication.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Expand.
Okay.
So I'm reading this book and it has this in it. I'm like, what would disc golfers do, and what company do you think would be most likely to head up the charge of a von Neumann probe?
Ooh. MVP.
Well, that was exactly what I thought. So I'm glad you're on the same page. What would they send up? What vital information would this von Neumann probe that's going out to explore the universe and possibly make first contact with what would they...
Gyro technology.
I'm sure they would have flying saucers.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Well, yeah.
So what type of stuff would you think they would send up?
Coordinates. Here are all the disc golf courses that you need. And then...
Here's the U-disc.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. Wow. So I'm more curious. I'm really curious about the probe and how they are able to replicate and send themselves out.
So, and it's actually kind of fascinating because it has a likeness compared to how discs are manufactured. So what it is they use 3D printing.
Okay.
So they have on board on these Neumann probes. Now, it's not just a tiny little probe. It's like a spacecraft.
Oh.
That has production facilities inside of it.
Oh, dang.
And then what it does is it reproduces that craft when it gets somewhere. Now, these things aren't... It's a thought hey, this is where we would like to see these things go.
Okay.
This is how space exploration and conquering space this is how it would happen. But yeah, what they do is they basically have 3D printers. So they,
Got
especially
it.
now we see it now where there's metal, plastic, even concrete. Like they have all kinds of different 3D printers now. So basically, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can 3D print a house.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And there's like different robots that like can lay brick and like build houses that way and stuff too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what else, but like MVP, just like the thought of like science and like that came to my mind right away.
I thought so too.
And I was like, well, who else? I don't know who else would be interested in doing that.
Well, House of Discs.
Oh yeah,
Because they want part of everything.
sure.
So.
I guess yeah.
Yeah.
We'll front the bill to send this into space.
Exactly. They're like, well, as soon as you have manned ones, we're the first ones going up.
Yeah, it's kind of like for the failed Richard Branson, like.
Oh, the Virgin Mobile stuff? Or
Yeah.
the Virgin rockets or whatever?
Yeah. Like they had like, just high their, shuttles or whatever, like just went high enough to like crest the, like, the atmosphere where like you lose like weight, you gain weightlessness and everything. And
Yeah.
I think they are like, because were they trying to battle like Elon Musk? Wasn't that the thing?
I don't know
if that was
he
somebody
trying
else.
to do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to get manned flights to the moon or manned flights into outer space.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you ever.
I don't know.
But
Because like the higher
guy's
you,
pretty cool,
the
too.
higher you get, the air gets thinner, so you can technically travel faster. So maybe that's what he was trying to aim for.
yeah,
Like
but
getting
not
this-
as much lift and all those other
Yeah,
aerodynamic
right.
stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. I was reading this book and I'm thinking like, man, what disc golfers would so be into this, and they'd be like, yeah, let's make sure we put some like extrusion molders in there too. Build some baskets and
Yeah,
got to spread the good word of disc golf.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I'd be on board for it.
It kind of like the way you were talking about it too. It kind of made me think of the movie Twister, how they build that thing to like go into the tornado, and like
Yes.
once it opens, like all the little probes come
Yeah.
flying out of it to measure like centrifugal force and
Yeah, because they
all that
had
stuff.
one that did it and they just rolled everywhere, and then they put little wings on it from Coke cans.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. That was cool. That was a great movie.
yeah, because like the
And
first one
that's
that
a
they
cow.
built was like failed attempts, and then all of a sudden towards the end of the movie
Yeah.
they got to work.
I thought one of the best ones is they're sitting in the middle of this like dike, water on both sides.
Yeah,
And they're like, what is that? That's a cow. Cow goes by. The truck just spins. Like, it was a great movie.
and then it was like dueling like water spouts.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that movie. It is by far one of my favorite well, not by far. It's one of my favorite nostalgic movies.
Sure.
Like it ranks up there with like movies from childhood you watch and you're like, yeah, that was a good one. So, all right. Well, here's our well, wait, no. Thrower, hanger, flipper. What'd you get?
oh, I bought a Zone OS.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah, I randomly. Oh, Dempsey needed. What was it? Oh, he needed something for baseball. I had to go find some belts for him from before the first game. So I went to Dunham's, and I was just in there, and I just like happened to walk by. I was like, "Oh yeah, they have discs here," and I was like, "Oh, first run Zone OS, okay."
Really? In Dunham's Head?
In Sturgeon Bay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Missed
And,
that.
Yeah, so I was just like, random. Okay, I guess I'll buy one. I haven't thrown it yet, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was worth. I was like,
There's
Sure.
that many Zone OSs out there that Dunham's has them.
yeah,
That
totally
was funny
random.
because we were thinking about buying some because I passed on them. I was like,
Yeah.
who's going to want these? And then, of course, everybody wanted one. I think the excitement is dead now, but then
Yeah,
Foundation
maybe.
dropped a video, and then all of a sudden we got a bunch of search queries for Zone OSs after
Oh,
Foundation
interesting.
dropped their video about it. And I'm like, maybe I should.
I mean, the only video I remember was the initial one with Yuli on Instagram with him throwing it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. It seems like so long ago that they actually came out. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy.
Maybe like 3 weeks ago, something like that.
It's been a little longer than that. I think it was March.
What was it? Jeez, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, well, I fell for the hype. I got a Hex.
Oh, did you?
Yep, I did.
Is it a fission one or a neutron?
It is
one?
a fission. It's the 2022 MVP. Thank you, Matt Udis. I was going through all the used discs, and there was a 2022.
Oh, it was
OTB
his.
Open. Yeah, it was one of the used ones. I didn't see that it was used.
Okay.
But it was one of them, so I grabbed it, and I used it for League actually tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm a believer. I am not quite committed to throw it in my bag yet, but remember how I was saying I want an EMAC with less finish?
Yeah.
It's not an EMAC,
No.
by any means, but that flight pattern where you can put some torque on it and it's not going to dump one way or the other. It's just really straight, finishes straight. That's basically what it is. It's a beautiful disc, like beautiful disc. So I want to put some more time and effort into it, and we'll see though. I mean, I think I might end up throwing some of those in the bag. So
I don't know. Yeah, between that and the Buzz, I still throw the Buzz. I like the Hex. It's a little shallow.
It is
compared to a
shallow.
Buzz. So I just like the feel of the Buzz a little better.
Yeah,
but the Hex is.
That's why I like it though, is because I can get a good solid power grip on that and not feel like the Comet is a good disc as well, but I can't really get a solid power grip on it because it has a bit more depth to it. And it's understable. Like I'll never throw a true power grip on that. But yeah, I really, really enjoy that disc. Like for the 4 holes I used it on, like it wasn't a lot of holes, but came out clean. It was nice. So I'm excited about it. So that will be a thrower for sure. And that was it. That was all I did. Yeah, that's all I did. So, all right. We will go over what we have. So here's our preview. We have Beaver State Fling. We'll have a quick conversation about hole 15, and we're going to talk about guess who's back. Back again. We're going to talk about the pitch. Well, we won't talk. We'll just mention it. We're going to talk about Natalie Ryan saga, and then we'll have a quick conversation about the winners. And then also have a longer conversation about one of the winners. And why am I blanking on the tournament that was
OTB Open.
OTB Open. And then we'll have a longer conversation about one of the winners and a statement that was made. Context, I'm not sure exactly what she was referring to or this person was referring to, but we'll have a conversation real quick about it and maybe enlighten some people. And then from there, we'll just do some shop updates. And we don't have a random question unless you have one.
Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah.
You do have didn't you say you had one?
Yes. Someone submitted one the other day.
Perfect.
So it's disc golf related, so it's not quite so random, but it is a random question.
All right. Well, good. So then we'll go over that. Sorry, Ben. And Ben is not here again tonight. I don't know if actually we gave him the heads up on this one, but I know he said he was going to be.
He said that, he wasn't available for tonight. And we were just kind of like, do you want to do something? And we're like, yeah, okay.
Yep. So
completely random.
Yeah, it really was. So with that being said, let's talk about Beaver State Fling. So Beaver State Fling had hole 15 or has a hole 15. Imagine that. It was a par 4. Started as a par 4. It's a pretty beefy par 4. It's an
interesting layout for sure.
Kind of imagine a horseshoe. It's about as horseshoe-ish as you can get without being a horseshoe. So it has 760 feet worth of distance, and you come out, it is truly a 290s in this fairway. 2 straight fairways, 2 dogleg rights, and the idea is that no one's ever going to birdie it.
Right.
Is kind of what it was with the par 4. Even if you can cut the corner, you're still looking at maybe a par because you access the green, you have to go. It's a hard 90 from the fairway. So, and since then, after some player pressure and some Twitter outcry and whole bunch of other things, the tournament director has since decided that it will now be a par 5. So, how do you feel about that? That the tournament director decided to fold under that after some player feedback?
Well, I don't really think it's that big of for the difficulty of the hole. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if FPO and MPO have the same. Oh, it looks like, the red tee box on would give the FPO, if that's where they're teeing off from, a much not as difficult of an angle to get around the trees. Still not reachable for them as a par 4 to be birdieable.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't think it's going to change much for ratings or anything. It doesn't look like there's OB, so you're not going to be taking that many strokes on it anyway. I think was it Chandler Kramer that came up with this as and so he was kind of setting an over under on like total pars or total birdies on this hole Or is it this hole and 17? I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, he was kind of going after 17 as well. But
Yeah.
it looks like, and he said combined between the two,
Right.
it was on 7.5.
Yeah, and I think he later made another tweet saying like that would change due to the
Right.
part. I mean, yeah, it's close to the tournament. Like that you make this change. Like I don't know. I guess as a TD, like it's always good to hear feedback, but like to change it so close to the tournament, I feel like you just be like, just stick it out.
Right. Well, and we've said this before. The particular par on a hole is truly irrelevant at your total score.
Right.
If it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside and get butterflies because you got
Well, I think people like the
birdie.
feeling of getting birdies.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, but once again, a 4 is a 4, whether it's a par 5 or a par 4, a 4 is a 4.
Right.
You know, so I think it maybe to think about that a little bit more, but you know, for the tournament director to change it, I don't think I have any qualms either. Like, it doesn't bother me whether he changes it or doesn't change it because it's not going to change the overall score. Because at the end of the day, you're not going, hey, he had 15 birdies. No, he shot a 55.
Yeah.
Or he shot a whatever it may be, you know. So, I guess I go both. I can see both sides of the story.
Yeah.
I can see both sides of the story.
I know. I know.
I see both sides of the story on that one. So
This whole 17 is kind of crazy though too. Like looking at it
980,
with the amount of OB on it, you're coming out of the woods a little bit into an open fairway, but it looks like a cart path,
right.
or a sidewalk, and so. And then there's an island green. Oh, I didn't realize that was an island green at the end.
Yeah, that's the famous.
Oh my goodness, yeah, right. So yeah, like you're inbounds on like either side of the sidewalk, and then you got to get it to the island green. Like that's crazy. Par 4 for the. Wait, is par 4 for the females and the
par 4 for the men.
Par 4 for men.
5
Par
for the.
Yeah. Yikes! And I think that's going to be a rough go for everybody with the amount of OB there is.
Well, and I don't know how long it's been
side.
since Beaver State. I mean, this is a hole that's existed. It's a difficult hole. I don't know if they've changed the tee pad location or not since the last time it's played, but I really remember the island. And the island is one of those ones. It's still fairly skippy if you hit it. And I don't know what they've done. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years since they played there, right? Well, since 2020.
That's been on the tour.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, since they've even played there. I thought Beaver State was canceled the last 2. I could be wrong, but nevertheless, it's a cool hole.
Yeah.
And it doesn't play as hard as this is. Well, I can't say that because I've never played it, but it doesn't seem to play as hard as this one is depicting in this the overview from the map from the caddy book. But it is crazy. But you know, the pros are always talking about how they want courses to be harder, more challenging, and these open courses aren't good for the sport. And then you put them in here, and they complain about how hard it is, and they need to change the. So it just seems like there's this mentality and attitude of complaining.
Yeah.
You know, I don't remember who I was speaking to. Maybe it was Kevin. Maybe it was Evan. No, I don't think it was Evan. I think it was Kevin. But it's just this idea that just because you're not playing well, it has to be something else's fault.
It was the Silver Series last year.
It was, okay.
Garrett
so
Gerthy won,
okay.
and FPO Valmont Huddle won it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But was it at this course? Same course? I really don't think it was at this course. I think they played the Beaver State Fling, but I think it was at...
it could be at a different course.
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I can't speak well enough. Because it's a Riverbend, I think is... Yeah, it's Riverbend, the one that they're playing for Beaver State. So, but nevertheless, so what a great hole. I'm glad that there's challenge and they're freaking out the pro field. Like that makes me happy because that means it's going to be challenging and fun to watch. Hopefully. So with the Beaver State Fling, guess who's back? Back again.
Richard.
Ricky's back. tell your friends. So Ricky's coming back for a Beaver State Fling. So we, Ben and I both said that he would only be back for majors this year. Mm-hmm. We were wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think we said Pro Tour events. I think we just said majors. So
Yeah.
we were wrong. Well, he's still got to complete it though, right?
True.
Yeah. So we'll see. He has to actually play. So, but hopefully he does well. Wish him the best. And I guess that's that. So do you want to talk about the glitch? I mean, the pitch?
Yeah.
So Axiom now has released or is going to be releasing the pitch.
Yeah.
So they are capitalizing on the huge success they have with the glitch, and they're putting the pitch out. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to see the same success because Simon Lizotte has already found his glitch.
Right.
But then again, these are max weight, supposedly, right?
That's what I had heard. I heard that they were trying to push it as close to max weight as possible. And based on dimensions, because like the glitch, I think based on the dimensions of that, to get the numbers that they wanted, they had to keep the weight low. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I don't know. I
think the heaviest one we've seen come into the shop is like,
it's got to be like 152 or something, 153.
no, it was close to 60.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've only seen them down in like the 140s, 150s.
I think it was like 57.
Okay, and then I know I've seen recent pictures of fission glitches. Like there's prototype fission glitches that are making the rounds. I'd like to get my hands on one of those because right now they're only in neutron plastic.
What would be the purpose of the fission glitch? And how are you going to push that weight to the edge on a fission glitch? Because isn't the glitch, I mean, that flight plate is so thin as it is.
It is, yeah.
And they're having like issues with warping now and like tacoing and stuff.
Sure, I could see that.
Because they're so thin.
I just think, well, fission just has a different grip to it, compared to the neutron. I mean, the neutron plastic is nice and soft and like still pretty gummy to throw. I know with fission, they're able to get now that like fission plastic, you can get like the air bubbles in it and stuff. So like I have a fission wave. I've got like a bunch of other fission discs that are lighter weight. Mm-hmm. But you also can get like max weight discs with them too, because like they have the proxies that are out, and like there's some other max weight stuff. Like it kind of runs the gamut of. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
some of them, they had those fission waves that some of them were max weight. The first release ones that came out, and some of those were max weight as well. Yeah, and I think the fission is just the air bubble technology that's in the flight plate.
Yeah.
And so they're supposedly minimizing the amount of weight that's in the center of the disc, pushing it out to the edge.
Yeah, and supposedly it could give it more gyroscopic.
Mm-hmm. I had a fun debate with Kevin today.
Oh, really?
He says there's no chance that can ever work. And I was like, well, no, it does. And he's like, no, it doesn't. I was like, but the science does say it works. Yeah, but it doesn't. I'm like, well, I'm not sure how that
it's interesting because I guess it could keep it in the air longer, but I feel like the fade is where you would see it, once it like slows down.
Yeah. Well, the spin, I mean, putting weight on the outside of anything any round object is going to give it an ability. It's inertial. Like when you spin that thing, if you have more weight on the outside, it's going to spin longer. But you also have to have more power to get that thing up to spin, So it's one of those.
Like you look at a fidget spinner, like all the weight on those three things are towards the outside, evenly spaced out, and that
spins forever.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, the physics is sound. Mm-hmm. The physics is sound. Now, whether the human body can actually do anything with that is a whole different story. And is it sound enough on a disc to make that much of a difference?
Right.
Those few extra grams on the outside of the disc. Maybe it adds up to a foot on the longest thrower. Who knows? Who knows what it is?
I feel like you'd have to throw those discs like in certain plastics at different weights to see how it can really go.
Well, you'd have to have a controlled environment and some sort of machine or mechanical arm to throw them. We have all those.
Which Simon says they're working on.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Which is really freaking cool.
Yeah.
In my mind. So talking about the pitch. So essentially it seems like it's basically a glitch, but Axiom. So it's gonna have a different color rim, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll be like, I'm honest, I'm interested in it
of course.
just to see if there will be any major difference with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Most likely not.
I think it'll sell pretty darn well. I think that people will have that excitement over it. It just depends on who. If Simon picks one up and goes, "This is the next best thing," or "This is one step above the glitch," like
Right. And my guess is they'll ask him to say something about it, so they can tell. Here's the funny thing.
will they give him a signature pitch?
Will they attempt to make a streamline? That's the interesting one that I'm.
It's like the redheaded stepchild of the three, though.
Yeah.
Like Streamline gets no love.
The pilot. People seem to like the pilot a lot.
Yeah.
As far as throwing putter, and I think the jet.
As a beginner disc, people like the jet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the runway, which is also
Trace.
Trace,
A lot of people
yeah.
throw quite a few people throw Trace.
Yeah. But it doesn't seem like MVP gives Streamline much love. Like,
Right.
They don't even really promote it that much, and
Yeah, I don't
they
know.
really take their overmold technology and really push that. I would probably for funsies buy one too. I've never bought a glitch yet. I've thrown them. I've just never bought a glitch yet. And we have we finally got a whole stack. Oh, spoiler alert!
Yeah.
We finally got a whole big stack sitting in the store now.
I know Tyler was talking about wanting to get one for Ashley. So
It would be, I guess it's good for those folks that just want to go out and play casually. Like, I would love to push them into those glitches because they're easy. They're an ultimate disc.
Yeah.
I mean, you throw them in there and
speaking of Ultimate, I heard that they
is Brody going back?
no. Shoot, what was the deal? Ultra Stars were no longer going to be the official Ultimate disc.
Oh,
I forgot what the disc was. I heard it on Griplock today or
is it going to
something.
be Innovas?
Yeah. I think so.
Really?
Yes. I forgot what it's called, but I think that's the way it was going.
Too. That surprises me because the Ultra Star has been the ultimate disc for
Yeah.
how many years? Or is it also?
I don't know, but it sounded like that whatever the decision was. Yeah, maybe they're adding it as well. I don't know. I didn't hear it, but it sounded like it was going to be official.
That's kind of that's a huge deal actually. Because there's no other disc that flies like the Ultra Star, like the Innova Aviator.
Maybe that. Yeah,
I think that's what it's called.
that could be.
I mean, it's not like they're beach frisbees in my
Yeah.
opinion, but they don't fly the same.
Right.
They don't fly the same.
That's like
but-
when Discmania made the recycled one or the
Yes.
multicolored one. It doesn't fly the same.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
I like
that
it.
was that recycled one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
As an Earth Day release, I think. is what it was.
yes, and what did Dynamic had one?
Oh.
What was it called? But they were trying to break into the Ultimate
Yeah.
scene too, and
Yeah.
that
I don't
failed.
know.
And that might be the Aviator.
Maybe. Dude, was there a bunch in the shop for a little bit?
Those are night glides. They're the ones that light
that's
up,
what it's.
so,
Yeah. Okay.
those weren't.
Never mind.
But yeah, we'll have to look at
Hmm.
those. So, all right. Well, should we get back to
Yeah.
topic here? All right. So Natalie Ryan saga. We'll have a quick conversation about this. I don't have much to say other than the overturned or the restraining order was overturned after the first day of competition. So Natalie Ryan
And she was in
sitting
second place. Yeah. Shot in -6,
Yep.
6 down.
And then the Ninth Circuit Court decided, nope, you can't do that, and ruled in favor of the Disc Golf Pro Tour and PDGA.
Yeah.
So then she could no longer, so they did not allow her to finish playing.
Right.
So we'll see where that's going to go.
Yeah. There's rumor that, according to Disc Golf Law, when I was listening to Nick and Matt, there's precedent that she may or could go to Minnesota and
Okay.
try to do the same thing and go against the preserve because there's a female or transgendered weightlifter that won a case there.
Oh, okay.
So they think that might be the next possible place
Lawsuit.
to. Yep.
Okay. I figured California would give her the best chance. Maybe outside of Oregon.
Sure.
But I don't know any. I figured California, it would kind of be a slam dunk for her, but
I mean, I was quite
guess not.
surprised that this was filed at the last minute, and to see her compete, I was like, whoa, okay.
yeah, yeah.
But
And then to find
short-lived.
out one day later,
Yeah.
the Ninth Circuit's like, no, that's not okay.
Well, from what I had heard too, is that the judge that she went to didn't have jurisdiction,
Oh, really?
and so it was thrown out.
I wonder. I don't blame that on Natalie, but that's on her lawyers, I'm
Sure.
sure, and that sucks. Because that doesn't look good for that whole side of
Yeah.
the case.
Well, and then I also heard that she kind of blew up after the fact that she played and maybe made some threats
Oh, really?
a little bit. I don't know if she made threats, but the language she used sounded threatening.
Oh, okay.
And so it probably is not going to help her case.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that she gets very heated about things, and I don't know how to say it without offending somebody, but it seems like she very much feels like a victim. Like, honestly feels like a victim.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like victimhood mentality.
Right.
It's just, I think she truly feels like a victim. And she feels like two of her biggest perpetrators are the PDGA and the Disc Golf Pro Tour. And she has this mentality, and it said directly on her post that the PDGA and the Disc Golf Pro Tour want this hate to continue to happen. Like, they don't care about, and it seems weird
Yeah.
to me. Like, that's not the Disc Golf Pro Tour or the PDGA. That's the people that are being a-holes.
Right. Well,
So
yeah, I heard that she played the 303 Open in Colorado, I think it was last weekend. Mm-hmm. And apparently some guy came in and read her the riot act, when she was competing. And
that was before OTB.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
because
was.
she made that post.
Yep.
And yeah, and that's unfortunate, and that should never happen to anybody. I mean, like, maybe there's some sort of justification in that person's mind that this is what he feels is appropriate, but there's a time and a place for everything. That's not the time nor the place, I mean, and who knows how it was given. I mean, there's two sides of the story, and we only know of one. We hear third hand of the other, so who knows what happened. But that's unfortunate. If it did happen the way that it was described, it sucks. All right, well, we'll move on from that. All right, and we'll talk about OTB Open and the winner. So Emerson Keith finally gets another one.
Yeah.
And the first Disc Golf Pro Tour event that he's won, correct?
Yes. And almost to the day of his very first cash in a PDGA sanctioned event.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like, I don't remember how many years it was, but it's a lot. Yeah. So that's pretty
awesome.
wild.
So there you go. So Lone Star's first major win, first Disc Golf Pro Tour win.
Yep.
Emerson Keith's first Disc Golf Pro Tour win. They did release the commemorative disc.
Yeah.
And then very shortly after, I got the email like, oh, cool. And we're out playing around with Evan. And all of a sudden, I ding, and I look at it again, and I was like, what? I guess they had the Pro Tour logo wrong, so they had to redo the stamp of the disc.
Oh, boy.
And they're like, well, sorry, we have to fix this one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but they sent it out real quick and said, this is what the stamp's going to look like. But all it was the logo of the Pro Tour.
I think it was just on Charlie Plastic. Yeah.
Yep.
I had heard.
Yeah, so nothing fancy. It was a commemorative disc.
Yeah.
So celebrating his win. And then FPO, Paige Pierce wins. So takes it down. And pretty dominant style.
Yeah.
Pretty dominant style.
I don't know if
she was on cruise control last
She
round.
was. And it was interesting because obviously she came off an injury. Mm-hmm. Don't quite know how, apparently she's feeling pretty good.
Tendinitis, she said.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So good for her. I'm glad to see it. Second win this year.
Yep. Second
right?
win of this year.
So prior to that, finished 27th. And then prior to that, finished like
29th.
Something like
that. Yeah. That was our last two finishes.
Good jump. Mm-hmm. So let's have a conversation about the conversation she had with Paul Ulibarri. The only portion that I heard was what you played me, but you go ahead and lay out the scenario, and then I can be the bad guy.
Okay. So basically, it was just a quick YouTube short from Yuli and Brody's podcast. And I don't know what the question was, but they obviously asked her, and she felt that she could be a top 40 or then she clarified and said possibly top 20 given the circumstances of like
Given weak-minded men.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's because she laid it out. She's like, oh yeah, like you could, if I outdrive somebody or get a birdie that they don't have and I keep the box for a while,
Mess
that
with the guy's egos.
Yes,
MPO's egos.
that's pretty much what it came down to.
Yeah. So I heard it, and Paige Pierce is not known for having truthful or tactful vernacular. Like she's not good at presenting something. She probably didn't mean it in a hurtful way.
No,
I think she was just more matter of fact with it. So I don't take offense to anything, but for her to call out an entire gender and say, well, if I got a birdie and you didn't, you're because you're a man, your ego would be like, okay, that's probably going to offend some people. It doesn't bother me at all, but pretty presumptuous. And to say that she would be top 20, I have like a snowball's chance in a very hot place.
Yeah,
that would be the case. Well, how do you feel about it? And then I'll give you my reasonings.
I mean, there's tournaments she can't even beat 29 women.
Yep,
like there's the FPO field is pretty small. It's like 36 to 40 women most, and sometimes she's not even in the top half.
Right.
So,
and I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think that she couldn't finish in that place.
Right.
I don't think she would be placed or in the top on a regular. Like if there was a leaderboard, no way.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think if you were to go into certain tournaments, like okay, she historically plays well at this this tournament, and then you place her on like the FPO course or the MPO course instead of the FPO course. It's hard to say like lengthwise like how that would affect her and where she would place. I could maybe see her within the top, somewhere between 40 and 60 probably. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Like there's days where I think she could beat some like top 30 type athletes.
Here and there, yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know if it would be enough to place her in Pro Tour points or wherever in the top 20.
I think she would be a Brody Smith.
Yeah.
I think she would be probably 50-ish, and as much as we would want to root for it to happen and all that stuff, let's just talk about reality and what has happened. So 87th, 107th, and 99th. Those are the 3 times she's played in the USDGC, correct?
Yeah.
Those are her finishing places. I can't fathom. And you have to have a hunger and a confidence in yourself to be a champion. I get that. But there's also a level of reality that has to be there. And when you see the finishing places she's had when competing against an MPO field, I don't know how she validates her top 20 comment.
It's tough. I think I'd need to see it week in and week out. I can't. Those 3 years of her competing. Obviously, like that's a small sample size.
Right.
If she were to compete week in and week out,
but arguably a weaker MPO field.
Sure.
Because I think the last time she competed in USDGC was 19.
Yeah, I think so. And mentally. She has this confidence that she can be that, but what if all of a sudden you're not getting those places? How does that affect you mentally? Right. And like all of a sudden that's breaking you down. I could see her sliding.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear on the mind and the body to compete at those extra distances. That's going to take more. And then, just the mental side of things. If not finishing well, it's going to kind of get you down.
To put that pressure and expectation on yourself and then potentially not live up to it, man, that would be hard. That'd be so hard. So, if she would have left it at 40, I don't know if I would have been like, maybe.
There's a realm of possibility.
Yeah, there it is. That's within that confidence realm of possibility. I still don't think it would happen, but top 20, not a chance. Not a chance. Kristen Tatar, not a chance. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to even validate because I'm trying to think of 20 people or 20 MPO players. Like I can't even get it down that low, if that makes any sense. You know, take the top 20 MPO players and let's even throw them out. Is there 20 more MPO players that we could put in that place and she still wouldn't? I think so. If we went through the top 40 to 50, I think we could probably find that they would consistently finish. Because you think about FPO and MPO, we're going to talk ratings. Probably piss off some people here. We've already pissed off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about ratings. Average ratings of MPO winners are usually in the 1050 or above for a tournament. The average winners of when people decimate fields, like when Tatar was filleting the field, she was getting like 10-10. 10-14s.
Right. I mean,
she was averaging a 10.
You're not even touching cash at 1,000. You need like 1,020, 1,010.
Yeah.
And that's for like last cash.
Right. So if apples are apples and you compare those two, the idea that she has this thought that she can be top 20, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Top 40, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But top 20, I just don't see it. I don't know how much more to.
It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to go to just if we'll have to look after, just like look at the list of guys 20 through 40 right now and just be like, can she beat him? Can she beat him?
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Consistently beat them.
Right.
Consistently.
Because you got to place above them to be in that 40.
I wish Statmando, because they do the head-to-head comparisons now.
Yeah.
I wonder if they could do that.
Go cross.
Right.
Cross division.
Yeah. I would love to see that. In the same regard, I'm not sure I would.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be pretty deflating to some individuals. You know, men and women. I think it would
both.
be deflating for both.
Absolutely.
Because I think, you know, you put Brody up against them. Honestly, I think I would probably give the edge to. I'd give the edge to Paige and Kat. And
I think Brody's distance.
But Paige has
I don't know what his
big distance too.
She does, and I don't know what Brody. I honestly don't know what like Brody's putting percentages are.
Yeah, I don't either.
So that's.
I don't follow him well enough. I mean, I want to see him win. I want to see him do better because I think it's better for the sport. You've heard it over and over if you listen to the podcast. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you take Paul Ulibarri. Like I think he was so submissive to it. That's a bad word to use. I think he was so accepting of it because I think in his mind he's like, yeah, she beats me every time we play.
Sure.
You know, so I could see that. But he's what, 70 something right now.
Yeah, around there.
So, you know,
I mean, ranking, not 70.
Right, ranking, yeah, exactly. So he's not that old, but you know, and I could see him, like I could see her falling below that for sure. Like, so I don't think she's way far off. I mean, off the 20, absolutely, but off the 40 now. But I would love to see that power ranking thing with UDisc or Statmando where they do those. Yeah, the percentage winning.
Yeah.
I bet you they'll do it aside, but I don't know if they'll ever come public with it.
It's kind of like one of those, you know, in boxing, they do like pound for pound, like, you know, across all divisions, like who the best boxer is currently.
Yeah.
I don't know where some of these, it'd be an interesting conversation to have that way too.
Yeah, because I think that would change the conversation a lot, in my humble opinion, pound for pound. Like, because obviously you put pound for pound Mike Tyson and pound for pound, I don't know, whoever, like Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
Like, Mike Tyson is going to win.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Sugar Ray would never say that, and I'm sure there's 100 people on here, but there's no chance at Mike Tyson, prime Sugar Ray. No way. You know, there's no contest, in my opinion. But you could probably have those same conversations with prime Paige Pierce and prime Paul Macbeth. Like, who would really win? Pound for pound comparison, you know, make the changes, but yeah. So, but I think she was just talking about heads up play.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So, it's not because she's a woman. It's just because that's simply just not the case. Like, it would be like me when I say Brody's going to be top 10. It's just never going to happen. So, all right. Anything else that we want to complain about or make other people mad?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, let's hear your.
Oh, yeah. Random question.
Yeah, the random question.
Okay. This was. Oh, gotta get to it real quick. Submitted by David Ash. He's got Learn With Me Disc Golf Podcast.
Yes.
Okay. His question that he submitted: if there was a disc golf apocalypse and only one plastic type could survive, what would it be?
Oh, good question, David.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so I'm going to take it two different routes. So I'm going to take it as a plastic type that's going to be the most durable to live up to slaying zombies.
Yep.
So I'm going to have the Zombie Slayer plastic.
Well, it's just this is a disc golf apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
So like if disc golf were to be like everything was like disc golf, if only something could survive, what plastic type would survive?
Just in disc golf, if everything
Right.
was going to die and melt and go away
exactly. And
forever.
only one plastic type could survive. What would it be?
Okay.
It's not like
Then
we're
that
using it to
changes.
slay zombies. I think durability is a good thing to consider, though.
Yes. I think the plastic that I would like to see survive is I'm a clear plastic guy. I really like clear plastics. And I think some of the best I'll say it. No. Supreme.
I knew you were gonna say
Supreme.
that.
I was gonna go with Lucid.
Okay.
And then I just started thinking about like, no, Supreme. Like what I have felt in Supreme has been phenomenal.
Right.
So Supreme.
Okay. This is tough because I have like a lot of different reasons. So like I was thinking about this the other day because I knew the question. I was like, okay, there's 3 plastics that I would want to see survive. One of them, I'm not. These are the 3, and then I'll lay out which one I want.
Sure.
One would be Champion Blizzard, like anything like that, because off of Champ you can make Blizzard Champ. Like you can inject the mold to make it lighter or whatever. The durability of Champ plastic, any like Lucid, whatever.
Sure.
You know, that's going to stand up. You're not going to, as a consumer, that's great because we're not going to have to buy discs.
Right.
Number 2 is fission plastic, almost for the same reasons.
Okay.
Fission plastic you can make lighter, heavier. It's got really good grip. I think lighter weights are going to be good for beginners.
Right.
You know, and then you can also get the heavier weights for people like, you know, a little more advanced. My third one is just because I like the feel of it, K1 plastic.
It was, yep.
And so I think K1's great too because you can make K1 soft and then just the feel of it, it's gummy, it's pretty durable. It also comes in the opaque and the, you know,
and the
clear.
Yep.
So I think for me, that's my number 1 is the K1 plastic.
K1. Okay. See, I think that's a good. I was this close to saying that, and then I remembered Supreme. Like it's a good thing. Like, you know, it's most of the clear plastics I like.
Yeah.
I mean, like even Founders plastic.
Yeah.
Is really good plastic. Like super good plastic. I only have one disc in it, the Lariat, but it's fantastic plastic. But man, that K1 is great plastic because it has a good grip to it too. But yeah, Supreme. I just have to stay with Supreme, like because everything that I've had in Supreme has been phenomenal, and they do have the different levels of Supreme. I don't know if it's fair to say that like the putter
because like
Supreme,
the putter Supreme's a little different than the actual like premium.
But I think I would have to like the Royal / Supreme line.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so. Because that still has a great tack. Even in the rain, it's not like Fusion or Star or anything. It doesn't get slippery. It still maintains its tack. Like it's a good plastic. It's a great plastic. I hope they come out with more discs in it because they have, I think officially they have 6 discs out in it, but some of them are like the Halo orbits.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Because I was gonna say across all of Trilogy or House of Discs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's the 4 discs in
Trilogy.
Or well, no, just
I mean,
DD.
excuse me, in DD, yeah.
But I mean, Latitude, they have a number of discs like the Glory.
So they have
Glory?
Yeah, they
one?
have
Yeah,
the Glory, the Faith, the Rive, the
Grace.
Grace, the Saint.
Oh.
Saint Pro, the one that they let out.
Oh yeah, the
Tatar
Kristen
Saint
Tatar
Pro.
one. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was only gold.
No,
Plastic.
I'm pretty sure the newest one, the ones we have sitting up on with the wolf on them.
Okay.
Yeah, the wolf, I think.
Because I was feeling there's one that looks like it came out in Supreme, but it felt different. Because I was like, this isn't quite Supreme. It just didn't have like as good of grip as, and it felt a little more gold line. So I don't remember what disc that was.
Maybe it is because I know they did it in the Escape. Yeah. So yeah,
I don't know.
I think they have. I don't know. Maybe they have more than that.
Maybe.
But yeah. Anyways, it's a beautiful plastic. So, all right. So, anything else?
No.
All right. Well, thanks for the question. If you could,
Which plastic would you want to see go out first?
anything Prodigy. Dude, I have such a. There are some really good Prodigy plastics out there. I have, and I've counted them now.
Okay.
I have over 200 discs that are unsellable because of the plastic.
Man.
Like and I know some people really like that chalky Prodigy plastic, but I can't put that on a disc when it's looked like it was like run over by a car 7 times. You know, I can't throw that up on a shelf. Like, and some of their Spectrum plastic is so beautiful.
It is.
And then you pick it up.
Yeah.
And your fingers fall off because they just got cut off by the flashing.
Do you know what's really okay? So, I don't know if it's still in the store. I turned in a Spectrum FX2.
It went.
Okay, it did, but I don't remember what the plastic was. But the top of it, like the flight plate and everything, super glossy, felt good. You flip it over, and the bottom felt different. It felt like a totally different plastic, and like that to me was just strange.
It's goofy. And I truly don't have anything against Prodigy, the company itself. I mean, I think they've made some bad decisions, but what company hasn't? I mean, they all have missteps. We all do. I mean, every company out there has missteps, but their plastic just does not have there's no consistency in their plastic. And out of any manufacturer I've seen, they're the ones that have the most issues consistently. And it says, I guess they are consistent.
Consistently inconsistent.
Consistently inconsistent. So, yeah. So I hate that I'm giving them so much hate, but it is what it is at this point. Like, and as soon as we sell out of what we have, like, I don't ever plan on buying any more plastic until something drastic happens in the market. And it sucks because they have such a great young population.
Yeah.
I just hope I don't know. I don't know if they're going to keep them, but
I think they have a new disc. Maybe it's a KJ disc. Feedback, is that one that's coming out?
Yeah. KJ disc is coming out, and I think I want to say that the Airborne line is going to add 2 more this year as well.
Oh wow, okay.
Which it bums me out because I want them. But
Well, I mean, the Strider's a good disc. The what was it? Shadowfax.
Shadowfax
is a good disc. Yeah.
Yeah, all 3 of them. You put out the Chief one. What's See, that's how much.
Because he had a putter, a mid, and a driver, right?
Yeah, the driver came out first, and then.
Yep. I forgot what the putter is. Can't think of it. Anyway.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and and those plastics came out fantastic. Those were all great. Bedtime.
Yep.
And so, all right. Well, with that said, we'll talk about shop updates, and they won't be Prodigy. So we got basically the rest of the order of our MVP, Axiom, and Streamline. So we got some jets, hexes, proxies, paradoxes, and a whole bunch of glitches. So got a lot of glitches now. So jump on the site, doordisc.com, and you can find those. We did get a resupply of DG Max Wax. So we got the Surfer Minis and the Snap 6. They're good to go. Fantastic product. If you've never had them, please, like, just grab one. Zing Minis, Door Disc Off Zing Minis are in, or they're on their way. About another 150 Picos, which are the can topper ones, and we
nice.
got another 150 Cosmos, which are the ones that fit inside the orbs.
What are the ones? Oh, those must be the Clash at the Creek ones were the bigger ones, right?
Yes, I think those were orbs.
Orbs.
Yeah. And then we have, I don't remember which ones those were, but nevertheless. And then we also have custom whale sacks coming in that it's a yellow fabric with the black Harvey Owl.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
Ooh.
So that's coming. And those should be here, they said, about 4 to 6 weeks. So
Get on it, whale sack.
I know, come on. So,
That'll be cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And they were super responsive, super quick to get the design out. I sent it in Saturday, because I was at the shop all day Saturday because of the
I wonder who they get to like
the
print
tournament?
or print their fabric
Yeah.
and like get that. That's
I'm
cool.
not sure. The next one I want to do is with Chain Shark.
Yeah.
I've talked with them a couple times about it, just falling off every time.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to Ryan in a while. I mean, I haven't. So I don't know what he's up to with, as far as Chain Shark and like he was trying to get the disc golf store going. So I don't know if he's still selling the stuff. He's got apparel.
Okay.
I don't know.
Don't know if he's still doing the bags or not.
He is. I'm pretty sure because like Holland's still rocking it
Okay.
as far as her bag. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll give them a shot too. I mean, I want to support them the best we can. But yeah, so that's what we got in right now. And then the next big order that we're going to make, I mean, other than bringing in the new releases, things like that. And what's the one called? The new Casaplast.
Stigs?
No. They just are going to release another one now. The pre-order just came up, so we'll be getting those.
Is it like the Cax?
Crut.
Oh yeah. Okay.
KRUT.
Yeah. Crut or the
It is a 12404, so it is a beefy boy. Yep. So, and they should come out on the 25th of May, and we will have 17 of them. We should have 17 of them by that time. So,
Interesting.
there you go. So those will be coming out, and they're in that fun first run green.
I thought Castaplast was coming out with kind of like a 7502 disc.
That was a
something
stick.
like that.
No, that was a neg one, right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
I don't know. Like that's a disc that they're kind of missing in their lineup. Is that kind of straight to kind of glidey? Yeah.
But House of Discs, they're moving around. So Casaplast has always been that sleepy little brand, but now they seem to be pumping out some molds. All right. And yeah, I think that's about it. So, and then, other than the Casaplast, that Crut, we will be purchasing, I just don't know. I'm still debating what brand, but there'll be Owl Harvey stamped discs.
Oh.
So that's our next big one.
Cool.
I think I'm going to do it through MVP.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what I've been pushing. Maybe, I don't know.
I thought you were talking to Lone Star about doing something a while ago.
Their minimum orders are gotten so big now.
Oh, okay.
They are so big. You have to order 300 discs. And I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a ton of discs.
It is.
It's a ton of
But
discs.
I feel like through the shop, a lot of people have ordered Castaplast. Or not Castaplast, Lone Star. Yeah, it moves fairly quickly.
Well, they really have it. And I mean, we're now one of like 4 dealers in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of 3 dealers in Wisconsin. So
it used to be like you guys were the only one for a while.
we were for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for a long time. They haven't been around for a long time, but comparably
Yeah,
speaking.
right, exactly.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I from day to day, I go from, and I don't think it really matters what brand we buy them from. What I should do is probably buy Innova, get some Innova custom stamps so we can get our order volumes up, so we can finally get some of their team series stuff and all that.
Right.
That would be the smart way to go about it, but meh. So, but with that being said, anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Keep it subpar. And remember, Von Neumann probes, they're not what you think.
Thank God.
Yeah, exactly. Peace.